We can play any song. Name a song. Name a song.
Jingle bells.
Jingle bells? Hello everyone, I am Ryan, I live in Cambodia, and I make videos to show you how wonderful the Kingdom of Wonder is. They should probably just rename it to the Kingdom of Wonderful. We recently made the move from our old apartment, check out the video tour of that if you haven't seen it yet, to our new, much bigger, much better apartment. This video is all about apartment hunting in Cambodia. Now I already have a video about this topic. I suggest if you are looking for a place to live in anywhere in Cambodia that you check that video out first. It's full of all kinds of tips. You don't have to do it first, you could do it second. You could do pause halfway between this one, go see a bit of that, come back to this one, watch a bit more, go back and forth between the two. That video is packed with tips, and I also take you inside over 15 buildings so you can really get an understanding of what the apartments look like in Phnom Penh. However, this video is going to add to that. I have more experience in apartment hunting now, and I've also been in Cambodia for a year now, so I have a better understanding of what's important when looking for an apartment in Cambodia. About 3 months ago, Sarah and I decided that we wanted to move out of service apartment land. We wanted a renovated, traditional style kind of apartment, better bang for your buck, more space. We wanted a big outdoor space. So all these things led us down this path to find a renovated apartment. There's some really cool ones out there that you're gonna wanna see. We're gonna compare the serviced apartment versus the renovated traditional style apartment. I'm gonna show you a couple options from both. Maybe you'll have an opportunity to scream at the screen.
No, you should have taken that place. That's too much money.
Maybe I'll yell back a little bit. You don't know me, you're not my dad. Maybe we'll even get into some sort of cat fight and my boob will pop out. You have to watch to the end of the video to see that, if it does. So let's get started. Let's go apartment hunting.
Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this. Y'all don't know people like this.
In Cambodia, the easiest way to find a place is to get help from an agent. They know what's out there, they're gonna arrange everything for you. Some of them will even just drive you around. You can probably bang off a place in 2 days. It also doesn't really cost you any money because the agents are paid by the building that you end up taking, if you do end up taking one. Now I said we wanted to find a renovated traditional apartment, and that's exactly where we started. We got an agent on that, looking for places, but we also started second guessing the whole idea. We started remembering all the great times we had at our pool. That's my girl.
That hurt.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt. And knowing that it's very difficult to find a renovated place that has a pool, we decided we'd also get an agent looking at serviced apartments for us. So 2 agents, one looking for a traditional renovated, we'll call them Agent Reno, and one looking for a serviced apartment, we'll call him Agent Service. Agent Reno came through strong with the first option for us. Let's have a look at it now. Cool. Yes, Ryan, pretty cool, as the kids say. But is it cool temperature-wise? No, stairs equals sweat, something to consider. Jesus. Major intersection right here. Hello. Oh yeah. Cross breeze or cross breeze action, sometimes pronounced le cross breeze action. This is a term that you'll hear several times in this video. It's a real estate term. It's learned by real estate people at real estate school. The heat in Cambodia can be unbearable. Electricity is expensive. Aircon is probably your biggest energy sucker next to the people that talk about their dreams. So to keep your electricity bill low, you want a place that is cool, a place you don't have to run the AC all the time. We only turn ours on at night in the bedroom while we're sleeping. We don't turn it on while we're sleeping, we turn it on before we go to sleep. Our last apartment only had one set of windows that opened up, so the air didn't cycle through the apartment. We didn't get cross breeze action. And this time around, I will not stand for that. No way. Let's see, is one bedroom, toilet, 2 doors to it. It's probably out to the main room. Shower in here. I do love all the old school patterns, like the circles everywhere and all that. So this is the kitchen. It's not really that bad. Maybe the biggest downfall to a traditional renovated is the kitchen. The kitchens are usually small, they're usually limited, not modern at all. I guess a lot of people eat out here. It's just so hot, so nobody wants to cook. So for Khmer people, kitchens just aren't really a priority. We like to cook, we like to hang out in the kitchen, play some tunes, chop up some stuff, high-five each other. So the kitchen is kind of a social place for us, so we wanted a kitchen with a bit more space. We kind of need, I mean, we could get another one that's narrower, I guess. Go up. Stairs gonna come tumbling down on those.
Stairs in spring.
Oh, here comes the rain. Man, I really love the floors.
I like this area.
I do too. The thing is, there's no closed off space, so you're turning that aircon on, and it's going into the rest of the house. Yeah, you're basically cooling down the whole house.
You got the whole tin roof here.
Ah. If you're on the top floor and your building has a tin roof, it's going to be very loud. Sometimes you won't even be able to have a conversation. When those heavy rainfalls hit in Cambodia, it's just ting, 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 ting. This place just had a tin awning, so it wasn't really a problem. But you can imagine how loud it would be if your entire roof is tin and that noise is everywhere in your apartment. So we decided this place wasn't for us. We liked it, but the biggest problem was we couldn't close off the bedroom, the only place where we'd be using the aircon. So we'd have to essentially cool down the whole house at night. And also the kitchen was too small. That being said, it is a really cool space. Just the design elements, just to me, I want to use the word inspiring. I could see myself sitting in there making YouTube videos. Numbers are exploding, it's greatest YouTube videos ever, money's pouring in. I'd probably go on and box Jake Paul, knock him out in the first round, his boob pops out. But the battle we're focusing on now is the battle of apartments. And guess what? Agent Service just got back to us. He's got a place for us to see. Spacious. I mean, I can make that kitchen work. Ah, view the gold building. Some cross breeze action. You can see Independence Monument. We should have brought a tape measure. Probably the biggest reason we're moving out of our current apartment is because the lack of space. We wanted more space, so we're looking for a 2-bedroom this time around. And we also really want a bigger outdoor space, a balcony that's not super narrow like a lot of the service apartments have. You can see on this balcony, those are 2-foot tiles, I believe. So you're looking at about a 4-foot wide balcony. That's barely enough room for a table and chairs with space to walk around it. And unfortunately, it's the case for a lot of serviced apartments, and it's one of the reasons why we decided that a renovated, traditional style apartment would be a better option. Second bathroom. Look at me in my fancy new shirt. Looking good. It's off the main road. And the kitchen could work. The kitchen's small, but if we put that island in here, it's maybe a bit smaller than what we have.
Yeah.
So typically in Cambodia, your apartment will either come with a gas stovetop or an electric induction stovetop. Personally, I prefer the gas, but most service apartments will come with the electric induction. They're good because they're efficient and they're safer, but certain items can't be used on them. If it's glass, if it's aluminum, I can't use my mocha pot on it. Got our mocha pot. I need my mocha pot. Also, gas is a little bit cheaper here than electricity, but there is the whole hassle of having to take that big cylinder and going and changing it every once in a while.
Next door, the construction is the same owner, this one.
Oh. Definitely scope out the area around your potential building because construction is happening everywhere in Cambodia. Sometimes it's loud, sometimes it lasts a long time, sometimes it's dusty. This particular construction project is at the back of the building, the apartment's at the front, so it probably wouldn't be a problem, but it might be annoying when you come up to the pool to relax and there's some angle grinding going on or something. That's a nice view. I don't know, there's something about being able to see the river that I quite love. Wow, what a battle between two great apartments, Joe. Neither of the apartments had a boo pop out, but still a great showing.
No one knows it other than someone who's had it happen to them.
Now let's look at a side-by-side comparison of these two buildings. It really is a tale of two worlds, convenience and amenities versus vibe and space. The twice-a-week cleaning is nice at apartment 2, but for the price difference, you could easily hire someone to clean. The garbage service isn't expensive as well. It's about $5 a month, I think, but it is a bit of a pain. I'm not actually sure how it works, so I don't really. Obviously, you can't put in a pool, but I guess you could put in a small gym or just buy a treadmill with the money saved. Price difference is huge, though. The agent said that they could probably talk them down to $1,200 a month, which is actually our budget. The agents asked us at the beginning, how much are you willing to spend? And we told them $1,200, but I told them it has to be perfect. It has to be everything we wanted. That's a total maximum budget. Of course, then he shows us a $1,500 apartment. It's one of the downsides of hiring an agent. They're gonna try to push you into a place that is at your absolute budget, maybe even higher. You have to remember that when an agent successfully finds a place for you, they usually get the first month's rent. So if you're paying $1,500 a month, they'll get $1,500 for getting you in that apartment. If you're paying $1,200, they'll make $1,200. So of course they're gonna wanna try to get you to spend the most money you can. Even if we did talk apartment number 2 down to $1,200 a month, it's still not exactly what we want. So we're moving on, and luckily Agent Reno has another place for us to see. This is what I'm talking about when I talk about balcony space, man. This is beautiful. So we got all this space. Beautiful old colonial house. So this place is on the first floor and we'd be living above the owners of the house. There's one other apartment above us, a smaller 1-bedroom. Obviously this is a totally different world than the service department. There's hardly any amenities, just internet and TV. And she did say that the internet wasn't great, so we might want to end up hooking up our own internet, which is another hassle and another additional cost. This would be like kind of a makeshift kitchen area, but you do all your cooking in this little, it's almost like an addition on the back of the house. Like it doesn't feel like you're in the house. You can see the door is solid. So it's almost like you're cooking outside, which keeps the heat out. And just all the food storage, all the food prep would be in this area. But this place is very big, it's very beautiful, it's only $700 a month. I could totally see myself living in a place like this. The biggest downside, however, is that it's on the first floor, and the first floor means more mosquitoes. I take mosquitoes pretty seriously because if you look at the numbers, they kill a lot of people in this country. That's just a fact. I know a lot of people that have gotten dengue and other things like that. I actually did a little bit of a poll in my last building asking people on different floors how many mosquitoes they get. And it seemed as though around the 5th or 6th floor, the mosquitoes died out a little bit. There's a lot less than down on the 4th or the 3rd. The lower you get, the more mosquitoes you have. But you're not gonna get that 5th floor apartment in a renovated traditional style apartment. The other major concern with this place is that there's a giant construction project just down the road, and it's a big one. It's one that will probably take a couple of years. They haven't poured the concrete yet, so there could be concrete trucks lining up on our road all day. Usually the construction stops at a certain time, so at night it's not really a problem, but it is dustier and louder during the day. Shut up with the car! Just walking around the apartment, it was obvious to me that it was gonna be louder if we lived there. I would say this would be the master. Although the other ones are probably bigger, but this one's a bit smaller to keep cool, and it's nice. I like the floors better in here. But still, we really love the building. We adored the outdoor space. The idea of living in a renovated colonial house excited us. If you look at the size of it compared to how much the rent is, it's $3.50 per square meter. That is really good in Phnom Penh. For a serviced apartment of that size, we'd probably be looking at around $2,000 a month. So this is a really good option. It's not perfect though, and it also doesn't have a pool and gym. And we're still hung up on that a little bit. So it's back to agent serviced to see what else they have. You see the pool? Boo-boo. Little bathroom off the bedroom. It's kind of nice to have. Oh. Interesting little kitchen. It's leaking?
No, the tap was just on.
Oh. Sorry?
This is where we watch movies then,
Ba. Đang nãy cho mưa bông trên
Nice.
tập thế này.
Yeah.
Ok, này bông. Đây ba này bông bay nó đi xuống.
Like that. It's a little tight.
Qua là sạch sẽ.
How's it looking?
It's not quite as good, but it's pretty green. Like,
Yeah.
there's trees all in there.
It's nice that it's wider. You're getting sunlight right now. I wonder how often the sun's hitting on this.
Well, direction is facing.
We're facing, that's north, so west. So when it comes to the sun, I'm going to give you a lesson about the sun now. No, but you should know that the hottest apartments in Cambodia are west facing. It just gets hotter and hotter throughout the day, and then at kind of the hottest time of the day, you start getting the sun streaming into your apartment. If it's east facing, it's the coolest time of the day in the morning. The sun's coming up, it's coming in your apartment, but it's not as bad because it's a little bit cooler. Most people will tell you that the coolest apartments are the north and south facing apartments. Library? So a pretty nice place, modern, a nice clean look to it. Not the typical white institutional looking serviced apartments that you see. 2 bedrooms plus a tiny room that we can maybe make into like a cinema or a video game room. Rent includes the pool, internet, cable, garbage collection, but no cleaning service at this place. It's kind of past our budget because it's not perfect. It doesn't have a gym, so we're gonna keep looking. I should note that this is just a sample of what we saw. We ended up probably seeing about 13 buildings over the course of a few days. The agents are pretty good at convincing you to go see just one more building. Sometimes it's a building that you already saw photos of and you said you didn't want to see. And that brings us to a term called searcher's fatigue. Searcher's fatigue is when you see a ton of places, usually not that great, and then you see a place that is just okay. It just kind of works for you, but you're just so tired you want it to end. Please don't make me look anymore. I'll live under the bridge that runs over Shit Creek. I just don't care. I think we experienced this a bit the first time we searched for an apartment. That scares me. The kitchen's not huge. This big building that is under construction. We'll take it. But this time we would not be swayed. We made it clear to the agents that we had lots of time. We weren't going to be rushed into a place. We're just gonna take our time and only show us the stuff that is what we're looking for. So Russian Market is just over there somewhere. Neighborhood is obviously important, but different people look for different things. BKK1 is less chaotic than the Russian Market, but you could also say it's less lively. So it really depends on what you're looking for. So I'm not gonna suggest a neighborhood. However, you should know that the prices are gonna change according to the neighborhood. And I think this next apartment is a good example of that. Tons of space in here. Nice kitchen. I like the wood. It's got a stove. It's got a gas burner. Gas burner's a bonus. Put up some units here. The balcony is nice because it's wide. Easy to fit a table and chairs out here. Nice view. Nice fridge. A little bathroom here. It's got some laundry. Let's have a look in this bedroom, which is huge. The bedroom. This place is massive. Oh, there's a bathtub. Bathtub and shower. There's 3 balconies and they're all like wider than what we have. Yeah. Oh no? Okay, well that's the difference then. I was wondering why. Yeah, no swimming pool. The view's great.
Provide cleaning twice a week.
Okay. And
Wi-Fi.
Another little balcony out here. Oh my god, 3 bathrooms. 3 bathrooms. It's nice, it's got the ceiling fan too. You get some really good cross breeze going, I bet. Oh, that's handy too. Yeah, this place is good. If you remember the first service department we saw, it was located just north of Independence Monument and BKK1. That's an area that a lot of people like to live. It's very central, it's a bit higher end. This apartment is located a little south of the Russian market, and it's bigger, it's, I think, nicer, and it's also $400 a month cheaper. I really like this place, and I was starting to think that the Russian market was probably a good option for us because it was going to give us more space and not blow our budget. This apartment is 156 square meters. It's on the 10th floor, which reminds me I should tell you guys that sometimes the higher floor apartments cost more than the lower floor apartments. I think it usually divides around 6th floor. The only thing this place was missing was a pool. It had a bathtub, but that's not really the same thing, is it? No. Let's line up all the places we've seen and compare them all, and you can see that there is quite a bit of variety. You can see how much more you have to pay for a service department, so you can kind of get an idea of how much the extra amenities cost. Those sweet, sweet amenities. They're just too irresistible. For us, it came down to, are we willing to spend way more and probably sacrifice space and vibe in order to have more amenities, more convenience, and just an easier life overall. And in the end, we did go with the service department, even though we were so convinced that we were going to get a traditional renovated place at the beginning of our search. But it is Cambodia. It's not exactly an easy place to live, especially if you don't speak the language. Garbage collection, hooking up internet, finding a cleaning person, communicating with a landlord who doesn't speak English, finding a place to work out, going to that place to work out instead of having it right there next to you. Mosquitoes, having to buy furniture like a couch, getting used to cooking in some kind of weird semi-detached kitchen space. The possibility of a rat finding its way into your apartment, that was the big one for me. When faced with that, or a place that's all set up for you, the owner speaks English, everything is new, it's built in the style I'm accustomed to, you can move in and it's ready to go, there's a pool, a gym, it's just so much easier, and I am a lazy motherfucker. The place we ended up taking is pretty similar to the last apartment I showed you. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 150 square meters, gym, pool, great neighborhood, and really great management as well. Building management is another important factor, but it's really hard to determine whether they're going to be good. Are they going to respond to your calls? Are they going to fix things in a timely manner? But I did get a good vibe from this place that we moved into. I'd say it was one of the major contributing factors to taking the apartment. So we're very happy to start our second year in our new apartment in Phnom Penh. In the end, the serviced apartment did win, but it was hardly a fair battle. We saw way more serviced apartments than we did traditional renovated ones. There's just not that many traditional renovated ones out there. Maybe a better way to find one would be to go around and look for rent signs, because a lot of the agents just deal with the service departments. But I don't really know. That seems like a lot of work to me. You're gonna be calling phone numbers. They're probably not gonna speak English. It's tough. If you do want the contacts for the lovely people that helped me find my place, you can check to the description below. I do recommend all of them. They were all pretty great. And welcome to the brand new Itchy Feet on the Cheap headquarters. Version 2, baby. V2. This one's a 2, this one's a V. Or is that backwards? Not sure about the setup, might change things around a little bit. We're still getting moved in, so I guess stay tuned to see how this background develops. Also stay tuned because the content is just awesome. If you haven't seen the apartment tour of our last apartment, check that out, and definitely check out the apartment hunting video version 1 that I put out last year, because there's a lot of good tips in that. If you are looking for an apartment in Cambodia, the Kingdom of Wonderful. Take care, comb your hair. I am out.
Prefer when I'm by myself. I don't wanna hang around y'all. Pray for good health. One day I'm really gon' ball. Fuck around and buy the whole mall. Breaking that cake. Flexing 700 in the bank. Not a superhero, I don't save. Look at my face. Look at my grades. Don't match up, no love. Look at date. I just fade. When I hit the jack, you can keep the pie. Every night I gamble, I stop. Yeah. When I check the cost, I was like, oh, that's expensive.